But what's up? So the New York Knicks spanked the Boston Celtics. They gonna go play the Indiana Pacers. They tore they behind up. Bridges came up big. Hart came up big. They really didn't even really need Brunson. Cat came up big. As good as Jalen Brown, they had that last hurrah. They finally played a game where they actually dominated Boston. Because they know good and well, like most people, Boston had outplayed them parts. Just couldn't finish. And it was just too much. The Knicks were fired up. They were back home. And they put on a show. So the Knicks and the Pacers are going to play. They're going to see if the Knicks get revenge. It's going to be interesting. Um, Spike Lee, Stephen A. Smith, everybody's all nervous. If Boston had a won, would have been a different ball game. But I got to put this on Joe Mazzulla. Even though Jason Tatum got hurt, the Celtics were too cocky and arrogant. You can't lose 2 games like that at home. You blew 3 games. You outplayed them in 5. And then you got blew out in 6. So, if you let them sit around long enough and you give them hope and you give them momentum, you got to put this one on the coach. Tibbs is getting them to the Eastern Conference Finals. So this matchup against the Pacers should be a real throwdown. I'm expecting it to be a real crazy, intense battle. Uh, Believe me, it's going to be a lot going on. And it's going to be like must-see TV. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. The NBA is wide open. Parity is real. And it's amazing when you think about it. They really are playing. They came and peaked at the right time. Sometimes you catch breaks. It's crazy to think that we're always getting new, different champions in the NBA. Contrary to what they said. The parity is real. Adam Silver got his parity. So you really don't know. This is really something else, and the Knicks are getting one step closer. So Pacers are going to be a handful, though. Pacers don't blow games, though. They're not like they did last year. So there's going to be a real battle on survival of the fittest, how this turns out. So, but I think that, it's only fitting, though. So much for Cleveland and Boston representing the East, because neither one of them looked like much of anything. The hottest finishing out. I mean, both of them choked away games. Home record didn't really make no difference, and this is just crazy. So we're gonna see how it all goes. It really is. But congratulations to the Knicks. They earned it. They play hard. And the funny thing is, I was like so many people thinking, well, being third in the East didn't really matter because Boston and Cleveland look like the 2 best teams. But looks were deceiving. So, and maybe the West is better because when you get down to it, OKC and Denver is playing like heavyweights. I can't say I've seen that in the East. Can't say I have. Minnesota was a deeper seed, but I can't say I've seen it in the East. It's pretty disappointing when you think about top seed, the way they lost. Not that they lost, but the way they lost. Choking, blowing leads is just not cool, and it's unacceptable, especially if you don't get to a game 7 and there's no balance and you outplay the team and you just look like you're kind of there. So the Knicks deserve all the credit they get for winning, but we know Boston had outplayed them, but couldn't finish the bell. So it's gonna be interesting what the Celtics offseason is gonna be like. We already know Jason Tatum is got a ways to go for he's rehab. What's gonna happen with the rest of that squad? I gotta imagine they got the luxury tax. They're gonna make some moves. Could be a couple of moves that you didn't see coming with the Celtics, but I think they have to change their philosophy, or Joe Mazzulla is gonna look like a 1-year wonder because shooting all those threes and not making it simplified came back to bite them in the butt. They looked like a team that was set up for a destiny run. They really did. When you got 2 of the top 15 players, but that don't mean nothing in these days and times. If you do the same thing, you live and die by it, you end up losing by it. So they got no one to blame but themselves. And it's going to be really interesting how it all plays itself out. We're going to really have to, take a pond to see what they're going to do. So, if you are a Knicks fan, this is a happy day for you. If you're a Celtics fan, very devastating because this ain't how it was supposed to end. And, that's why you got to play the game. So we're going to see what happens, I really don't have much to say about the Celtics run because I do think they will get back. I think they make a move or two, but they just didn't look like a championship team. They really didn't. And it just seemed like when you lose like that, it really almost leaves a mark on you because it's like you really blew something that you should have had. But hey, If you don't finish, that's what they say. Anyway, congratulations to the Knicks. They're going to go play the Pacers. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Please share the video. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. And right, we're going to look forward to that Eastern Conference Finals coming up with New York, Indiana. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a real throwdown bar burner. We're going to see. All right, I'm out. Peace.